Happy Saturday. So, I wanted to talk a little bit about family minimalism and kind of how my family ended up on this journey of minimalism. Um, I don't like labels, and there's lots of different definitions out there of what minimalism means. Like all things, it exists on a scale and a spectrum, and I'm not the label maker. so I'm just not into that. I like to take in information from lots of different places. I like to see how lots of different people do things, and then I like to do it myself and come up with my own thoughts and my own opinions and my own beliefs. Imagine that. so, you didn't already know that about me, did you? Um if you're my friend, you probably did. So anyway, um we've been on this journey for 3 years. I've made a few videos talking about it, just like my laundry system, which like, "Oh, you need that laundry system, girlfriend." I've been off of it for like a month because I've had some stuff going on and like, oh, yesterday I was like, "Yeah, I miss my systems. I need them back." Can we get on with that? Um, but when the systems fall apart and you're living a minimal lifestyle, it's not so bad because there's not really that much to catch up. And so, like, it might look like a disaster, but it's a smaller disaster than you think it is because there's not that much crap involved in the disaster, right? And so that's kind of been what 2020 forced out onto the playing field because when everything changes, systems fall apart. This is just what happens. And so don't take on guilt for that. But at some point, you got to look at yourself and say, okay, is there any bit of normalcy that's going to shake out here? And how am I going to adapt? Because the junk, the mess, the constantly feeling behind, it just wears you down, or it wears me down. Some people have a completely different level of resiliency for this kind of stuff than me. Just, if you feel that way, just look at your husband. He probably has a higher tolerance for it than you. And that's not knocking him. That's just men, or that man in particular. Again, I'm not trying to label people. I'm just saying in general. I think that's kind of the way it goes for most people. Maybe your husband's the clean freak. I don't know. I'm not judging, right? But everybody's different. So you might be like, Callie, this is stupid. Who cares? I care because it matters to me. It matters to my stress level. And I notice how it affects other people in my life too. I notice how it affects other people that things are messy and stressful. Like my kids, for example. If their playroom is messy or the area that they would typically choose to play in, because let's face it, they move all around the house depending on their mood. Once an area is completely annihilated, they're done with it, right? They don't want to play in it anymore. So we have to make it easy on ourselves in my family to keep it clean. But last year I had to let a lot of my systems go. And this year I've had to let a lot of my systems go too. I've had unexpected changes in my life, and thank God for them. But they throw everything off. Right now on my whiteboard downstairs, it says, I need a new system for everything again. And my husband this morning before he left for work wrote on there, I've lost my sanity. And I know he's just teasing me, but he's got a point. It starts to wear you down. And so I want to like go through this with my friends and just talk about it as it's happening because I've already done this before. I had great systems. Things worked great before 2020. And then I decided I was going to embrace the fact that everything was different and just lean in and let it see how it evolved. Because I didn't know what being a homeschool family was going to be like. I didn't know how much storage I was going to need for stuff. I didn't know how much stuff we were going to need to like bring into our home, where we were going to end up sitting down to do our work every day. I didn't know that I would get more involved in things locally, that I would feel like I needed a desk or a designated workspace for me. Like right now, I haven't been able to keep my bedroom very clean, but that's where I'm doing most of my work. When I sit down to plan, I'm usually up in our room because it's just the space that I've always used for that, but it's not working for me anymore. It's it's too constant that I'm needing to do it. And so I'm not taking the things out of here. And I think it would be nice to have a desk. I think my back would appreciate it if we had a desk. I know Eric would appreciate to have a nicer desk as well. So it's like I have given it the time to see what we would need. And now it's time to start implementing the changes. When we started setting up our homeschool, when I started muddling through this last year of educating at home, I told myself I was not going to stress too much about the academics. But what I was going to do instead was try different things with my kids and give gaps and space and time in between and see what we enjoyed and what shook out from different ways of doing things and see how we felt by the end of the year. So my goal is still by June to have a method for which we do our homeschool. I'm still exploring different homeschool things. So I don't know that I'm going to have like a set in stone anything. I don't know that I'll ever be a person that's like, this is the way, the only way. I'm just not that way. I have my likes and my dislikes, but I really like being able to be flexible. And I think that is the beauty of taking on those responsibilities yourself, taking it all back home, is that you are truly in control and you can change and pivot at any point in time as you see fit. I'm not saying change everything all the time because then you wouldn't ever get anywhere, but just to not be afraid to bring in new things, try new things, do new stuff. That's important for your kids to learn how to learn and to be flexible and adaptable because you have no idea what the future is going to be like for them. I'm fairly certain that most of us didn't think this is what our future was going to be like a year ago. So that's kind of my philosophy behind that. And it fills in with my family minimalism. It's something that all works together because it does. It's your home, it's your life, it's your family. It's all of the most important things right here. So last year we made some more adjustments to our lifestyle that play into our minimalism. So we asked our family and friends not to give our kids gifts this year, but instead, if they wanted to give them money or gift cards instead of things, that would be a lot better for them. And so they didn't get a lot of stuff this year. Eric and I bought them gifts, but we were very intentional about what we chose. And we chose things that either were like outdoor equipment or activities or things that played into our homeschool or learning, or were just more actively engaging toys because our kids have plenty of like Barbies and babies and imaginative play stuff like that. Probably still too many, if I'm being honest. So we asked that people would not give us that stuff. And most of them didn't, which was wonderful. And our kids have now gotten a chance to have their own cash and figure out what it is like to pick out something you want and spend money on it. And I think they're getting more of the appreciation for things because of that. They're not just expecting to be given things. They know that they have to keep doing their chores if they want to have money when they spend their money to get more money, right? They're starting to understand that value of hard work. And so I think that we'll continue with that. But what happened for me was that because I was used to that, getting a big influx of stuff at one time, and then we went to not doing it, it's kind of taken us a little bit longer to get to the point where I'm like, okay, we need to take care of decluttering things out of the house. And so it's almost April, and I'm doing it now. Whereas before I would have probably been doing it right away after Christmas. It was nice to have that delay in there. The holidays are pretty crazy and stressful for us. So it's nice to be able to put that off a few more months. And now what happened this year too is that it coincided with basically like spring cleaning and spring prep of like bringing up the clothes and switching over the drawers and all the other things we've got going on here that are in transition right now. So I don't know if people are interested in hearing more about this. I don't know if you like this. I don't know. I don't know. But it's something I enjoy doing, and I have lots of other thoughts. I mean, this ties into everything. It ties into how you manage your money and spend your money and finances. I mean, I'm no financial guru. I've been through a lot of really hard times with money, but I feel like there are definitely ways and mindset shifts and cutting off the materialistic viewpoint of the world a little bit. You can really reframe your whole life. And who wouldn't want to feel freed from that? I mean, I feel so freed from that. So, all that to be said, these are my thoughts today. Let me know what you guys think. I want to take you on the journey as we keep doing this, and we'll go from there.